Okay, well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Abhijit Bose. I'm the head of WhatsApp here in India. WhatsApp is excited to be part of TechSparks, and I want to thank the sponsors and organizers, especially Your Story, for all of their efforts. As I've shared in the past, I joined WhatsApp 2 years ago because during my 25 years in tech, both in Silicon Valley and in Bangalore, I've never seen a product touch and impact the daily lives of so many people and families across generations. 2020 has been a difficult year for society, and we're proud that WhatsApp has been able to play an important role in keeping families and friends connected in some meaningful way during this period. Today, I want to talk about another side of WhatsApp, one that we're really excited about and significantly investing in. It's about our focus on enabling conversations and transactions between our users and the businesses or services that they care about. Our goal is to help scale the digital economy, especially for small businesses, and in so doing, become a critical part of how all Indians across all parts of the country can access these services. We're currently in the midst of a major shift in the way that people communicate with one another. Many years ago, it was all about in-person. Then it went to phone, email came next, and online transactions, then text. With the evolution each year, we're seeing more options of how people can have real-time personal conversations. And this year, amplified by COVID, messaging has played a critical role in everyone's lives. WhatsApp has over 2 billion users globally, and in April, we delivered over 100 billion messages a day. In addition, we're seeing a massive increase in voice and video calling, so people can stay connected despite being physically apart. However, in addition to connecting with their loved ones and friends, over the last few years, we've seen another trend. People are increasingly connecting with the businesses and services that are important to running their daily lives over WhatsApp. Like all great trends, it started organically, but has grown steadily as we focused on this area and delivered new features and capabilities. Today, more than 175 million people globally message a business account over WhatsApp across the world. And we expect this number to continue to grow as businesses continue to pivot, as our economy and customer preferences become more digital. Saying hi on WhatsApp has been a key way that families and friends have stayed connected, but that's changing. And what is changing is that saying hi on WhatsApp is also how consumers are increasingly reaching out to their local businesses and their trusted banks and other key service providers to keep their lives running during this period when they physically couldn't visit in person. To enable these conversations and ultimately transactions, we offer two products that can be used by businesses. One is our Business API, and the second is an optimized version of WhatsApp designed specifically for small business owners. WhatsApp has always started with the user experience first. As a result, we've not allowed businesses to push bulk marketing to their consumers. Our focus has been ensuring that individuals can reach out in a simple, private, and secure way to the businesses and people they want to connect with, not the other way around. Hence, when somebody reaches out to a business on WhatsApp, we know that there's real interest and real intent. Both the Business API and the Small Business app have seen amazing traction over the last 12 months, especially as businesses, financial institutions, and even the government have had to pivot their strategies and engagement with their customers and citizens due to COVID. When COVID first hit our country, one of the biggest problems with programs with respect to opening up WhatsApp as a channel was in partnership with the government. We launched a hotline using the WhatsApp API with MyGov, giving citizens access to the latest verified information about the pandemic. Overall, we launched 16 COVID helplines in 13 other Indian states, both in English and regional languages. In addition to our association with MyGov and various other ministries, we also partnered with common service centers to launch WhatsApp chatbots for citizens to receive a range of digital literacy services and resources, with an aim to bridge the digital divide and spur rural entrepreneurship. CSC's WhatsApp chatbot is expected to be used by 10 million beneficiaries by August 2021. The Digital Beti initiative aims to train 5,000 rural entrepreneurs on digital literacy in over 3,000 villages across 10 Indian states, while the PMG Disha initiative focuses on making at least 40% of rural households digitally literate. Two months ago, I presented WhatsApp's financial inclusion vision and roadmap for India. It was based on the belief, and a belief that I still hold, that we're in the middle of India's fintech moment. I believe that the fintech innovation happening here is years ahead of other countries. And I believe over the next few years, we will build solutions and templates for financial inclusion that will be proven at scale here and then exported across the world. And we'll be able to do this using two things: India's unique digital architecture and services built on India Stack, and equally important, custom solutions created by the private sector on this public infrastructure, which will first solve large problems here in India, and then in turn will become templates for other countries to copy and deploy. At the time, we announced a program to fund entrepreneurial ideas and pilots in partnership with financial institutions and fintechs that could potentially scale big ideas for financial inclusion. We announced that we would launch many experiments based on a few guidelines. First, these solutions would not be WhatsApp solutions. They will come from our partners, specifically banks and financial services companies, along with their fintech partners. Two, consumers will always decide what they want and initiate the transaction. Three, in the spirit of fintech, we'll objectively use the venture model. We'll take some risks, but we'll do so via controlled pilots. And based on user acceptance, we will invest in and scale the solutions that deliver results. And finally, we don't know what will work and what won't. The key for all of us is to take a few punts and see if we can discover some breakthroughs together. Even a small percentage change from any one of these programs could translate into significant social impact for our country. I'm happy to announce that the first of these pilots are almost ready to go live. One of our programs was focused on scaling micro pensions. It's estimated that over 300 million of the workers in India with incomes could potentially afford to save, but they don't have pensions yet. India has one of the lowest costs and most impactful pension schemes anywhere, but several factors have limited our ability to scale. In hindsight, we can imagine what comfort having a secure pension would have meant to millions of informal workers who were affected by COVID. In our pilot, WhatsApp will partner with fintech players to reduce the friction of accessing and applying for a micro pension and allow excluded citizens to apply for a pension on their own. This Diwali, one of the pension tech partners is also pilot testing a very interesting and innovative model on WhatsApp to deliver a regulated pension solution to low-income self-employed women. Our second program and pilots focus on scaling access to insurance. Again, something that would have given a lot of financial and emotional security to many people over the last year. We plan to enable health insurance companies on the WhatsApp API so that they can scale sachet health insurance to the underserved population, which would include benefits to cover COVID treatment. Finally, we are working with the banks to reimagine the journey of a rural banking customer so that they can more easily open an account and access financial services wherever they may be, using WhatsApp, an experience with which they're both comfortable and have security. Over the last few years, people have shifted to using messaging to get information from businesses. And this has only been accelerated during COVID, as millions of businesses have had to pivot to support their customers and sell products digitally. In India, in addition to our over 400 million users, more than 15 million small business users are already using WhatsApp to connect with their customers. And it's been very effective for them. In a survey we did in some of WhatsApp's largest countries, including India, 80% of consumers said that messaging was an easy way to transact, and 68% of people said they prefer to message even more than they did before the pandemic. Over the last year, businesses, large and small, have deployed and grown their digital services using the WhatsApp Business API, as well as our SMB app. Tata Sky saw a significant increase in usage of its digital channels during the lockdown, with nearly 80% of customers recharging online. The average daily WhatsApp activity increased by 3x of what it was before the lockdown. Small businesses like Happy Milk, an organic milk and dairy products provider, saw a 43% uptick in their customer interactions and were able to manage and run at full capacity during the entire lockdown. Education has been one sector that has been transformed immensely and leveraged WhatsApp during the pandemic. As COVID-19 resulted in schools being shut down across the world, education had to change dramatically, and we saw the rise of e-learning. One company that used WhatsApp extensively was ConvoGenius. ConvoGenius is a teacher-facilitated learning platform focused on closing the gap in educational achievement for children and youth in India. They offered personalized and adaptive assessments to the bottom of the pyramid K-12 students. With COVID impacting classroom teaching, they shifted focus to remote learning over WhatsApp. Most of their target audience had limited access to top online courses and data connectivity, and hence WhatsApp became a critical channel to reach their millions of students. The solution on WhatsApp was enabled in multiple Indian languages, thus ensuring that it was able to reach the large student base looking for online education. The WhatsApp solution for Convogenius is currently live in 4 states in India and expanding to others. And more than 1 million students today use the WhatsApp solution every day. As we continue to grow, we're going to offer more features within WhatsApp that enable people to buy and sell directly within a chat, especially for small businesses across the country. Last week, we announced the rollout of the first of several upcoming commerce features for our WhatsApp business app globally, including a shopping button, which looks like a storefront icon that makes it easier for people to find a business catalog and discover something that they might like to buy. Already, millions of consumers view a catalog on WhatsApp each month. And over time, we'll add even more simple ways to enable businesses to complete a sale at the click of a button in the app. This will come to India in a few months. Now, while we anticipate that the majority of the users will still be messaging their friends, families, and loved ones on WhatsApp, we're excited about getting more businesses onto WhatsApp and connecting them to more consumers. We've seen a steady increase in the usage in WhatsApp as a place to chat with a business over the years, and particularly during the pandemic. We think that the desire is going to increase over time. We're excited to help businesses on their journey. India was always destined to build our own templates. And as we've said many, many times, if we can solve a problem here in India and see it scale, that template should be able to withstand market conditions anywhere in the world. What we've discussed today and have always discussed is not about technology or other features. It's about solutions for our consumers, solutions for our business users, so that they can connect privately, securely, and easily. Over 2 billion users in 180 countries use WhatsApp. However, India is our largest market and influences both our investments and our roadmaps in many ways. What we discover and scale here will become a template for other countries. We're excited about our opportunity to help scale India's digital economy over the next few years. Thank you very much, and thanks to everyone at TechSparks for allowing me this time to speak to you. I hope all of you and your families take care and stay safe in these unprecedented times.